Technology addiction, the struggle to get off. The great thing about modern life is you can do so much. And the curse of modern life is you can do so much. Technology has invaded our everyday lives. Almost every person you see on the street is constantly connected. Is technology taking over? A recent study estimated that 48% of women and 46% of men spend more than 26 hours on the internet in 1 week. Every person you see here is using technology of some kind. Almost every person has a cell phone in their pocket and are connected in some way to the wonderful World Wide Web.
Paul Harsh, professional accountant. I have a CMA designation.
My name is Lacey Ma, and my occupation is a Transit Information Data Technician at OC Transpo.
I use communication technology such as cell phones. I use the internet to learn about current events and what's going on in my social circles. I guess it depends on what you define as technology.
I use technology every day. I use it the whole day while I'm at work. I'm constantly on the computer, constantly on my email, my phone. I always have to be updating websites, have to constantly check my email for new messages. And at home I watch TV, I play video games, I use my cell phone a lot wherever I am.
It affects just about every facet of everyday life.
spend a little bit of time at work on Facebook and Twitter because I have to make sure that it's updated and new posts are done. And at home, I'm pretty much only on Facebook. I hate Twitter. And I check updates, but I don't do a lot of posting or things like that. I play a lot of social games.
Reddit more than anything right now. Like Facebook, a little. I mean, I check Facebook daily, but Reddit I would say is my main time consumer. Like hours a day.
I frequently do not know where it is, and I frequently don't answer it. Most of the time it's in my purse, but a lot of the time the volume would be turned down because I have to keep it down at work, so I forget to turn it up.
Every day it is on me. When I'm at work, it's right in front of, underneath my computer monitor. When I'm at home, on occasion, it'll be in one room and I'll be in another. But for the most part, in general, if the phone is in a different room when I'm at home, I'm usually on a computer in a different room. So I'm generally, if not directly looking at it, some sort of LCD screen, I'm very close by.
Are we shackled by our technology, standing still? While the world moves around us, technology is all around us. There is no escape. Several studies have shown that people can become addicted to technology such as their phones and computers. These pieces of technology have become embedded within our everyday life and have physically affected us. When people have had their connections to the wonderful World Wide Web cut off, we have seen symptoms that are very similar to those of drug addicts or people trying to quit smoking.
I talk about, I don't know about easier, but like for instance, I work in the government, and we, like with my own people my own age, we talk about the fact that, like 10, 20 years ago, people didn't have this technology whatsoever, and we just sort of wonder what the hell they did with their time. And the truth is, people who are older, they chit-chat a hell of a lot more when they meet you, and they like to do more personal meetings. That doesn't happen as much with my generation.
because it's a lot easier to convey information and, yeah, mostly just information. Technology is basically there to make our lives easier.
Well, you can connect to people via email or whatever other technology, but you still get together in person. I find a lot of times you use Facebook or email to organize get-togethers. For people who don't have the ability to get together, for instance, you're out of country, out of town, yeah, you tend to use technological means to stay connected. But people who are in the city use technology to arrange get-togethers.
I always did any of those on the computer before, but now I do them on my phone. My manual calendar, I still use it over my phone calendar.
Okay.
I look up the maps beforehand and then go. I only pull up my phone if I get lost.
I wouldn't like it. I mean, yeah. I actually recently switched phone providers, and with this new phone provider, I actually had an instance where someone sent me a few text messages, and I never received them. And I never received any notification that there was a text message coming to me. And that bothered me. And I called them up and I was pissed off. And the fact that I wasn't getting messages to me really, it really frustrated me. It made me, I guess, to a degree, anxious.
We have become physiologically conditioned similar to Pavlov's dog. When you see a light flash on your phone, or hear it, you immediately want to know if it lost your phone. If it is, most people drop what they are doing to check their phone. With the constant need to check phones, people even check their devices while driving. The government has stepped up in Canada to ban handheld devices while in the driver's seat because it has become such a problem. In 2011, 23% of auto collisions involved cell phones. That is 1.3 million crashes in the United States alone. Texting while driving can make you 23 times more likely to be involved in an accident, showing that such an obviously dangerous activity does not lessen the urge to see what happened and to retrieve the information on their device.
These iPhones are phones too?
Yeah!
Frylo?
Hi, Fry. Did you know these iPhones are phones too?
Duh. Hey, is it safe to talk while you're flying?
Oh, totally. This thing's hands-free. That's how I can eat this taco. And this spaghetti.
Oh!
We are letting technology take over tasks in our everyday lives. We have grown to rely on technology. This is the Happy Fork. It is called a smart fork. It tracks each bite of food that you take, and how long every meal takes, as well as all different statistics about your meal. It is meant to keep track of the food you consume, to monitor your intake to help you lose weight. We now have technology that tells us how much to eat and when.
Maps, I use Google Maps frequently. I suppose before you would use physical maps.
In September of 2012, Apple released Apple Maps for their mobile devices, which was riddled with flaws. These flaws proved how reliant people were on these devices for directions. Several drivers were stranded in the Australian outback and search parties had to be dispatched to find them when the directions brought them into the middle of nowhere. This is just one story of many, where people have blindly followed the instructions given by some sort of technology, without making their own judgment. More dangerous incidents, like this one, are on the rise. If we become a bit more aware how we are using this technology, it might help us to control the effect it has on us. Perhaps everyone should try going without it for a day every year.
Vacation. I know vacation days when I'm sort of, I don't have the immediate. I know vacation days when I'm camping or whatever else. Like I know, yeah, those days. There's no connection. Vacation to me is vacation. I'm not too worried about. Like that's the whole point of vacation is to get away from the world. The world that you create around you is vacation is sort of removing you from that world around you. And to be honest, they're very relaxing and peaceful vacation days.
Tim Ferriss recommends a number of steps to help relieve yourself from a technology overload. Try distancing yourself from technology for short periods of time. Gradually weaning off is better than quitting outright. You may feel withdrawal symptoms, just like drug and alcohol addicts. Leave your smartphone, tablet or other mobile device at home for one day. Having one day of disconnect from the constant updates, messages and nagging from your device will feel like a vacation. Even being disconnected from email will be a breath of fresh air. Instead of a to-do list, try making a not to-do list. Set goals about what technology you aren't going to use. Say, for example, don't check your phone while eating a meal, or not to check email after 5 o'clock. This will train yourself that you don't need to be constantly connected. Instead of reducing your use or reliance on certain technologies, eliminate them. Stop using some of your social networks, use one email for everything, and stop using your news aggregator service. This will eliminate your tendency to use these services out of habit. Another option is to try and outsource some of those activities to a virtual assistant. A virtual assistant can sift through emails and messages and give you a quick overview of the important messages you received. This leaves you free to either do work or just keep your distance from the burden of technology. Just like working out or eating right, this type of endeavor is best done with a partner. Get someone to go and do it with you to make sure you stay on track. Even though you may think all this technology is ruining your life, it is probably not the case. As you lessen your dependence and addiction, you'll realize some of the technologies you thought were a burden are actually a blessing. Make sure you use it in moderation, just like anything else. When you really think about it, technology usually is not the problem. The problem usually lies in people's tendencies to enjoy things that make their day easier and more productive. Taking steps to back away from full immersion will free your mind and let you see how helpful the technology really is.